Well, hello. I'm Alan from Digital Life Photography, and you join me this morning as I'm setting off on a grand trip. Betty and I are off to Scotland. So we've made it as far as Bonnie, Scotland. So let me give you some idea of my plans for the next few days. So we just crossed the border into Scotland. We're a bit behind my original schedule, not just because Betty's a bit of a slow drive. Actually, Betty's been fantastic. We've been sitting at 60 to 65 the whole way. It's been absolutely wonderful, but when I stopped at some services earlier, quick bite, cup of coffee, while I was stopped there was some massive accident on the M6 and we couldn't get back out of the services back onto the motorway. There was a queue just to get out of the services. So I was sitting there for an hour and a half before I got back on the road. So I'm a good hour and a half behind when I would have hoped to have been here. So my plan is still, I should just about make it, hopefully. Might not get there for sunset, but I should be able to stop overnight in Glencoe. That should give me a nice chance to get some sunrise up with the mountains in Glencoe. Then I'm heading off up a bit further north. I'm going to Loch Castle. I'm a McRae, and Loch Castle is our clan headquarters. So it's going home. Well, we made it to Loch Lomond. Still got quite a long time before sunset, so I'm not going to bother with that just yet. I've probably got enough time to carry on up to Glencoe for the overnight, but it's just too nice to drive straight past. Found this little stream which is flowing into the loch, and over the other side, Ben Lomond. So I'm going to see if I can get a couple of pictures from here and then see whether we just stay here for the night or carry on up to Glencoe. Wow, gorgeous scenery. I like this little stream. It's not really the sort of foreground that I'm looking for, but it's quite nice. So I've got the 24 to 105 at about 40 mil, and I'm just going to shoot a panel. I'm going to start over on the trees before I get the screen turning from the bottom of the light. Nice. Oh, it's just too nice. I could stay here. But I really want to be in Glencoe for sunrise. So I'm thinking, let's just move on. Oh, look at the way the light's catching. Got to be somewhere to stop. I hope you could see that there. The light's really catching the hills on the other side of the loch beautifully. And I'm on this particular bit of the road, there's just nowhere to stop. Well, I think I might be in luck. I've just spotted this little place where you can pull in, just at the bottom of the hydro. Sure. say long stay and short stay. Well, sorry about that. I had no time to do any videoing while I did that. The light was so fleeting, so I just had to jump out and try and get a shot. It really is I know it doesn't look like it at the moment on this phone, on this camera, but it is actually starting to get quite dark. I've got the headlights on now. I think the sun is either just set, or at least it's way past the hills and the mountains. So I'm going to carry on. It'll be dark by the time I get there now, I suspect, but I'm going to carry on up to Glencoe now. No more stops till I get there. So, catch up with me again once I reach Glencoe. So I seem to remember when I was a kid, or at least the last time I came here, there's this footpath you can get all the way down to the river, but they fenced it all off. You can't get there anymore. So after a little bit of a detour to the Falls of Falloch, which was, I've got to say, a bit disappointing, let's get back on the road, get to Glencoe. I'm starting to get hungry now as well, so I really need to have something to eat. Oh, what a start. So it's morning, we made it to Glencoe. Had a great little park up last night, just far enough off the road that the road noise didn't bother me too much. And up at the Crack of Sparrows this morning to see thick cloud everywhere. But there's a wonderful view of the Etive this morning. Buchaille Etive Mor wearing a big hat. Look at the cloud on top of the mountain there. So let me tell you a little bit about my plans for today. First of all, Glencoe. Glencoe's about, I don't know, I suppose about 12 miles long from where we are right at the start at Buchaille Etive Mor, right down to Glencoe village. And along the way there are many beautiful mountains and rivers and waterfalls. Some completely iconic shots, to be honest, but we all take those, don't we? Then I'm going to carry on up through Fort William. It's about 95-100 miles from here up to a little town called Dorney, in between Inverness and Concra, where one of the most famous castles in the world sits, Elindonan Castle. It's also the headquarters of the Clan MacRae, and as a MacRae myself, I've visited there many times. It's a beautiful castle, and I'm planning on sunset there. But if there's time, once I get further on up, if there is time, might just over the bridge to Skye. Well, it's suddenly got very sunny, so I'm just going to grab a quick pano. The sky will be dreadfully overexposed. Shot of the three. Okay, I think I've probably got enough of that one. That's just when the clouds broke up a little bit and the sun came through, you should see. Let me just spin you around and show you this. So the way the sun is coming through some of the broken clouds, leaving these patches of dark and light bits up on the Three Sisters, is just stunning. It really brings out some of the texture, and I hope I managed to capture some of that. If I did, here it is. Okay, on to the next spot. No idea where we're going next. If I can get across the road safely, traffic's not too bad yet. There we go. Okay, let's get a few things put away and carry on to the next place. So that's Glencoe done. We're carrying on now up towards Fort William. Just come across the Ballahoolish Bridge, at least you don't have to wait for the ferry anymore. And we're going to follow up the loch side up to Fort William, past Ben Nevis, and on up from there till we get to Dorney and Elan Donan Castle.